All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So today we are going to look at the major markets, and I'm actually going to expand this a little bit. I'll probably expand it more on the next video. I actually just sent a support email to this company right here, but we're going to start looking at some Chinese stock indexes and ETF. So today I'm going to add a Chinese ETF, and look, I'm obviously going to get to it real quickly, right? But NASDAQ's been bad, but there's been a real uptrend in tech. And that really never made sense to me. I'm not going to lie. I made some good money on it this week. It's been a great week. I don't know how you guys did, but I really couldn't, I never understood it, okay? And there was this guy that I follow on Twitter, and he mentioned that a lot of people are looking at China instead of the NASDAQ for tech confirmation. I'm kind of sub paraphrasing that. I don't know if I said the right word, but that was really interesting to me. And I'll be honest, I've never really looked at just any of the Hong Kong or the Chinese indices. I never did, but I'm going to start doing that, and I'll obviously do it on this as well, because hey, if it'll help me, hopefully it'll help you. None of this is financial advice, you know that. So real quick, what are we going to be doing? The same thing we do every day, right? We're going to look at the daily and the weekly. We have our 5 moving averages. There's only one, but this horizontal support and resistance line that I draw as well. And then when we're done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. So obviously I just said it a second ago, and hey, you don't need me to say much, right? This has not really been a very good NASDAQ, okay? We kind of tried to go horizontal, but it actually looked really scary until what was Friday. So what happened on Friday? The Fed basically said that the jobs were okay. And I'm not going to lie to you, I actually work in tech. I do have a corporate job, and you know, my LinkedIn is just filled with a bunch of layoffs, and all the services that I pay for. There's like a fumigation company. They do like pest control and stuff for me. The owner was actually the one that was doing some of the last couple visits because he just couldn't get workers. So for me, it's really funny that they say that the job market was good. But hey, you know, I'm not here to care about the news. I just know if it's gonna break a line like this, it's probably a little important, right? So that's kind of where I'm at with it. But let's talk technicals, right? We have been well under the 8 moving average for a number of days, right? There was definitely an open but a close under it. There was a doji right here that did close over it, but obviously the day after just came here because I think, again, I'm going to assume people were not expecting a good jobs report. I'm giving this mainly to the job report, and look what it did, okay? That close right there was over that, and over that, right? So right now, I'm in my head, if we can get over this, hey, there's a whole lot of red to fill, basically back up to 11, right? And if we can go from 10.5 to 11, that's not too bad right there. That's obviously a little less than a 10% rise, but if this thing can go up about 5%, that's monstrous, I'm telling you. So all eyes right now are definitely on the 20. We've never even really tested the 20 for a while. And really all eyes are kind of on Monday's confirmation, right? This is a big candle. This is the first break of the 8 in a good while. I'm expecting us to come at least to here. And hey, maybe we can even beat it and try to test the top of this guy right here, kind of like I just mentioned earlier, right? But 10.7 is definitely what I'm hoping for. 10.65 I think is going to be the minimum. I need to see the candle close pretty much right at the 20 for me to feel good about this 8, right? Otherwise, I could see us kind of coming back down here to just a sub 10.5, right? Hopefully these will catch it, and hopefully that still keeps us over the 8, right? With the bounce up. But yeah, right now I'm happy with this candle, but I need one more day to sincerely believe we've actually taken the 8. Because again, NASDAQ is not above worrying about the 8 moving average roll, right? So let's see what happens with not only the 8, but obviously the 20 as well, right? Down here, things actually do look pretty good, right? The RSI looks like it's peaking up, and this thing's been pretty horizontal. So it would be nice if this thing can actually move from like 40 to even 60, right? That would still be a nice increase up. We've had now 2 days where volume was both a buy and over the 50, right? I always say you want your volume to be at least over this line. That's going to do good things, right? So this is good. Obviously a lot more selling than buying over, but I'm going to go ahead and focus just right here, just right here, and just right here, but I do need some confirmation. I'm happy here. I actually really am. What is this weekly telling me? It's telling me a lot of non-sustained trading. However, back-to-back dojis, you know I said it, right? Generally, the doji, what follows tends to be what happens, right? This one obviously didn't do it because it should have kept going down, but we were able to bounce here, right? But this 2 weeks ago, we weren't sure. The week after, we're still not sure. This is going to be an important week, right? Are we going to get over this line? From there, let's just kind of take a step back, right? There are 4 moving averages, 3 of them pretty stacked, 2 even more clustered, right? The 200 was lost, tried to recover, maybe one more test will help us. I don't know if we're going to get over all 3, let alone make another run up here, right? Because it just does really seem like I'm still worried with my death line. I'll be real honest. And then again, I just find it a little difficult to believe all 3 would break. Maybe, like I said, we can get to this 11 that we talked about on the daily, but it's going to take a lot of momentum to get through both. And that'll probably put the RSI a little too high to even make a sincere attempt at the 200, right? So in my head, I don't know how sustained the trading is. Where are we compared to this? Okay, so we've at least broken that. Did we break this one? Not really. We're pretty much on it, right? So, yeah, I can see us kind of just coming maybe to the death line. I'm still sticking with 10 or 11, but again, that's a good uptrend up, right? Because again, look, a simple 2% is a monster candle on this thing. So yeah, I am still holding my bullish here. QQQ. So let's come to QQQ. Okay, pretty much same chart, so there's not too much I need to repeat myself on. Again, this was a good candle. Let's try to get to maybe one of these. Do we think we're going to get all the way up? I'm not too sure. And actually, this was the only day that QQQ broke the 50 moving, right? So this volume wasn't as high as we saw on the NASDAQ, but nothing really to concern myself with. This looks nearly, and look how much tighter that cluster is, right? That in my head, that's as tight as I sincerely had this in my head. I know it's a little open, but I thought those 3 are just going to be way too difficult, and I'm glad this was as tight as it was, because yeah, that's really what I was seeing when I was looking at the other ones, right? So now this is what I'm doing the new one for the first time, right? So this is the FXI. It's an ETF of the 25 Chinese, I'm assuming the top Chinese companies. I'm not really too sure what this ETF is. Nonetheless, you can see this is up during the NASDAQ's down. Literally the exact same view. I'm not zooming in or out at all. And a lot of people I'll be honest, I'm not going to say a lot of people, this one dude, and I'm kind of buying it, I actually do like the explanation, is saying that the Chinese up is really the explanation for tech going up. So I'm going to be looking at that. And look, on a number of weeks now, I know at least on the EV sector, because we're talking about NIO and Li, that's probably the main one that would do it. But I've been talking about Chinese stocks kind of popping and flying together. This is actually why. There was a real big one not that long ago. And again, there was a real recent one these last couple days. And you can kind of see it here, right? A good break to the 100, a good break to the 200. It's going to do big things to the Chinese equivalent stocks, right? So I'm going to zoom out. I'm obviously going to make some lines, right? But yeah, look, a whole mess of trading under the 8, a whole mess of making moves over it. There was definitely a rejection, but the thing was, it was able to use just as hard as it is to break the 8 and the 20 on the down, the 20 and the 8 on the up should be as hard to break. And we see it here, right? Almost loses it, but bounces, almost loses it, but bounces, almost loses it, but bounces, and then flies, right? So kind of cool to see that on the other side, right? But I'll make some lines on the weekly. Volume's good. Okay, let me just really quickly, what's this compared to QQQ volume? So that's 180. Oh, nice. Look at that. They're nearly identical. I'm good with that. Cool. They are actually both worth looking at. So, there's definitely a couple interesting things I'm seeing right here, right? So we're definitely over the 50 on the weekly. When was it? It's been a while. Nice. That was my guess too, right? Just based on that daily that we saw. It's been since July of, I get to say 2 years ago because we're in 23, but really, July 21, right? We've been well under the 50. This is the first test and break, right? Because this isn't even a real test at all, right? So will it be difficult to show confirmation and run? It will, but I'll be honest with you, these are really nice technicals down here, right? I love the MACD looking like it wants to keep going up and break the zero. RSI has been going up for a while and it looks like it's trying to boost up again. It's only at 64. I could see another bump up to 75, right? And be pretty happy with that. And so much buying compared to selling over the last, since November, actually, right? And most of those have been either near or well over the 50 moving average, right? So good volume, good RSI, good MACD. That makes me believe we might come to this 33 that I just drew. I don't know if we're going to go all the way up here, but yeah, obviously the next place up would be this right here, right? So that's actually the only line I'm going to draw off of this weekly. I guess I'll draw some lower ones. Let's draw. Nah, that's a little too far out. Let's go to the daily for the next couple horizontals. Damn, there's actually not that much to draw. Where are we on this one? Yeah, we're pretty much already here. That's nice to see. So I would want to know that. And then let's draw some down ones just in case. So, in all honesty, from there, all the down ones are these moving averages. So there's actually not too much, am I on the right one? Yeah, good, perfect. There's not too much I need to draw down because if it's going to fall, it's going to fall to the moving averages, right? That's why we use those. But yeah, there's reason to believe it could still go up. Even on this, look, we're not even at 70. So it could still go to, we've seen the indices hit 90s, right? I still use the 80-30 rule even on these, but yeah. Let's look at the weekly real quick. Oh yeah, we talked about the, sorry about that. Perfect. So again, look, I'm trying to figure out how to add at least 2 indices from the Hong Kong, China major market. So more to come there. But yeah, FXI, this is definitely new on my radar. Hey, if you've used this before, if you have anything else you want me to use on the China side, I would love your recommendations. You know that, right? Never hesitate. So SPX is the quicker way to get to the S&P 500. I used to do dash 500. It's the exact same thing, right? So I'm just kind of trying to teach myself SPX and SPY. Why not? So look, this is super, super interesting, right? First and foremost, there was a good moment when we were trading 1, 2, 3, 4 under all 5 of the moving averages. That is not a place you want to be, right? We went pretty horizontal. We started to fall. We fell under all of them. It got scary. This line right here, look, I say it often, right? I sincerely care more about the moving averages. I love my lines. Obviously, I'm going to be a little biased, right? But I once the moving averages are gone, I do put some weight on my lines. I'm not here for perfect. Sometimes you see I kind of give up once I can't get it exactly on the bottom of the candle, right? But I promise you, close enough will make or save you so much money, okay? So just about baselines here, right? And obviously none of this is financial advice. You know that. Back to the actual chart. That got saved by this. We went horizontal. And then again, the job data is what I believe happened. We just broke 2, really we broke 3 moving averages on a single candle and we wicked the 4th. I'm telling you, I need the candle to close up here. That's probably the lowest this day right here. Where are you at? Yeah, look, 4,000 I think is going to be just the lowest number. Oh man, no, it's not. We'll go a little. Yeah, a good mid 39 would be great, okay? I need to close here. I don't want to close here. Don't want to close here, right? This is a 3 moving average break. I need a good confirmation, okay? From there, look, there's reason to believe we'll come up here because red, 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 right? A little bit of horizontal might be like this line right here is obviously still a factor, and that's not that far from it, right? But break the 50, we're gonna believe we're coming up here, right? We'll go to the weekly to see if it looks sustained, but kind of like we saw on NASDAQ and just a little better, I would say. This again is peaking off well. This actually looks like it's closer to peaking off, and then same 3-day volume window, right, that I like. So SP 500 looks nice. I'm happy here, but I need good confirmation. We definitely tested the 200. We definitely lost the 20 and the 8 right here, but we were able to come up instead of what really looked like another test down, because I'm going to zoom back out. That was the first one, and right, and we don't want to make a second and third one. That would not be a good thing, but hopefully we'll come back up to this cluster, because now we're obviously in this little channel cluster between these two lines, right? And ultimately within this channel, we're back at 50%, and hopefully we'll get back to this, like I said, mid 3900 number, right? 33 would be beautiful, then we'd get to this line. So yeah, I think those still kind of hold. 33, like we talked, 40, 39, 30, give or take, then this number, and then that would probably take the RSI into a good place to see what happens. Hey, if we can break the 200 again on the daily, I'm going to be a lot more bullish, right? Right now, I guess I'd say I'm a little happier than I was, I'll be honest, but we're still, look, it's only been one candle, okay? It's a good candle, but give me some confirmation. Give me over the 50, and then I'll probably be a lot more bullish on this next video for the SP 500. So, but I'm happy. Trust me when I say that, right? SPY, the ETF equivalent, pretty much the exact same candle, right? This is a little nicer, I would say. So this, okay, let me go back real quick because I honestly don't remember. Oh, nice. We did actually have the same breaks of the 8s earlier. I didn't really talk about it. I kind of focused on that Friday one. But look, this definitely broke 2 candles instead of 3, right? In a lot of ways, you actually can say 3 because it closed down here and then gapped back up here. So there was the same 3. I do want to be up here. Again, I'm going to use this candle right here. Take me to 30. Again, 39.3 is the equivalent of that 3,933. We're at the same place. So we're literally talking about the same numbers. And again, that's why the ETF is easier, right? A lot of people don't have the money to drop almost $4,000 on a single share, right? You don't need to do that. You come to the SPY and then you drop almost only $400, right? A little easier to swallow, right? Still a big number for some, but hey, again, making it a little easier to move as the markets do, right? So, and again, the markets always win. We know that, right? That's why I make more market videos than inverse videos, right? Because the inverses are pretty dangerous to play with. But that is the SPY and SPX. Again, both are looking good. So I sent in the email. I cannot find the Russell 2000 for the life of me, okay? Most of them were using RUT. RUT does not work on this thing, so I'm hoping that, and that's a problem. Sometimes different things use different tickers, but it all kind of has the same, as long as the numbers are the same, that's all I really care about. And one more time, you can see it right here. I have no money in this system. The only reason why I use this thing is because I get to make this chart reader's view that we're using, and I get to use the one that I actually move my money on, right? So Russell, what are you looking like? Okay, not as monstrous as the S&P, but in a lot of ways, I'm actually okay with that, right? Because I like smaller digestible movements versus breaking 3 at once, hoping we get confirmation. It's just a little harder. Look, we worked on this line, we got this high, we bounced down, and we came up. Those are the technical movements I like, right? Horizontal fail, horizontal try, win. Let's see what happens. Obviously, I'm expecting us to come here. You know it's difficult to break 2 lines, right? I say that often, so let's see what happens. If we can do it, that'd be great. These look nice, right? I would say these look a little better than the SP 500 and NASDAQ as well, because they're both a little more prominently up, and this one's been really horizontal, and this one actually cracks this line right here, and you can see how it's literally only been over that line pretty much back in this area, right? So I'm happy we're over this. Literally this line is what I'm talking about, right? So really nice. Yeah, not quite enough volume to make me happy. Again, you always want volume to crack that line, but hey, I'll take it. I know this 3-day window looks the same as the others, right? So I am okay with that. Let's just see what happens at 180. 180 is the magic number here, but it's better to believe we're coming to 180 than just being well under and worrying we're going down, right? So we'll definitely take that for sure. From there, let's take a quick look at the weekly. Okay, the weekly's at a really important place. And again, that 180 number really matters, right? Because 180 won't quite put us over all three, but clearly this red is trying to turn into green, right? So let's see what happens. There's a lot of reason to believe we can maybe come. Where are you at? Oh man, you're pretty much right at that 180. Okay, yeah, let's see what happens. This 180 number is huge on the daily and it's huge on the weekly, right? The weekly has me a little worried, but if we can get good momentum from the jobs earnings data, that could be really good. Again, how good and how important are those numbers? I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know, but we're definitely coming up on earnings, right? So we've just finished Q4. Q4 is October, November, December. So a lot of people are gonna start dropping their numbers almost as early as Monday, right? So earnings plus the good jobs report could break a lot of these lines, right? So just kind of keep that in mind as well. But yeah, overall, I'm feeling good. I just think there's a little too much dependency on the earnings to get us over some tight clusters. I think that's so far been the general comment across all of them. So the last one we're going to look at is the Dow Jones Industrial. So that's beautiful. Okay, we're oh man, let's take a zoom back. Okay, I mean, I'm gonna go even look. You obviously know this if you've been watching this, right? The Dow Jones has been the beast. Okay, it was the first one to break the 200. It actually stayed above the 200 as long as it could to let a lot of others. When I say others, that's the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, and the Russell. Try to let them catch up. It just obviously couldn't, right? Because nothing can stay so high. And I mean, look how high the oh, it didn't even get. Yeah, there we go. It was. Yeah, 78. You can see the 78 right there. I remember the RSI was getting high. And again, RSI just means it's time to cool off, right? So started to cool off and we were worrying that we as me, right? That the 200 was going to get retested and lost. Instead, this 50 did some magical things, right? And we've seen it on other stocks. I can't really zoom out well, but you know what I'm talking about, right? There are times when on the down, hey, maybe you'll break the 8 and the 20, but yeah, you're not going to get over the 50. It's the opposite here, right? We're using both on the up. We've lost them both, but the 50 says, no, we're still going. And right here, magical things happen, right? So we start going horizontal, good news, and we've broken all three, which puts us over all five if we get the confirmation, right? Oh, nice. We're already pretty much there. I love it. Where are you? Where are you? Okay, 33.7. And then where are you? 33.7 and 34. Look, those are the places I'd love to pretty much hit at. That's exactly the 34 number. Yeah, if we can close here, 37, 38, or just a straight 4, that's real good. And look, I now go back to believing we're going to come up to these golden lines of trading versus this death line, right? Because again, I was worried we were going to come down. Now Dow Jones is saying, no, not just yet. So let's see what Monday's follow through looks like. And again, the next week should bring a lot of important earnings. Really, the next 2 weeks should bring a lot of important earnings, right? So a lot of reason to believe we actually might keep going up, right? Look at where we're at on the weekly. I'm going to have to click. Let's look into the right box. So the 8 and the 100 are the lines that matter. And we are over both, okay? 33,630 is where we closed. That's that number in green on the top. The 8 was 612, and the 100 was 626. 630 is bigger than both, so we have on the weekly closed over both. Not by a lot, but enough for me to say I want some confirmation. Give me that 3.8, right? That'll give us to pretty much right here, 3.75, 3.8. Give it to me. Or let's even take it to the 4. There is reason to believe good things are coming, okay? And hey, in all honesty, like we've still been just holding this uptrend, right? Let me just draw it. Obviously, there were some more monstrous ones, but this is happening right now, right? And we haven't lost that. Hopefully we keep going up. Very worst case, hopefully we kind of come this low and then one more bounce up. But at this point, I'm expecting us to go back up, right? Because even this one, we'll take it to there. That one seemingly has broke, right? Because from the tip of that one to the tip of that one, we've now tried to break it again. Maybe we'll come back to that little area. Maybe we'll come back to that little number right there, but clearly I want to go there with that 33.7, 33.8, and 3400 I've been talking about, right? So, but yeah, a lot of good things to like here, definitely, right? Let's come into the weekly real quick. And look, where's the weekly? It's just a crazy channel movement, right? From the top to the bottom, to the top, to losing it, almost to the death line, to back to the top, breaking it, trying to lose it, but no, saying I'm not ready to lose it just yet. I'm liking the weekly technicals down here. I am. I really wish there was just a little more volume, obviously, right? But good earnings and a sincere belief that that jobs report was good might bring the volume we want, right? And it seems like actually we're kind of getting there, at least on the daily. So, yeah, DJ 30 looks good. And then what does the the DIA, the Dow Jones ETF, look like? Same chart, not too much more to say, but a lot of good things to hope for, right? And this actually looks like one of the better ETFs in terms of volume compared to the 50. So gotta love that. But again, a lot of positive here, really more positive than I expected. I'm really hoping to get good answers and add a couple of the Hong Kong Chinese indices and maybe another ETF equivalent if it works out. But hey, I hope you're learning. I added the like and subscribe button. I feel weird asking you guys, right? But hey, if you can, that'd be cool. Otherwise, you know I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.